G'day, and welcome. If you're a dental practice owner here in Australia, you're obviously a master of clinical care. But what about the business side of things? Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all the noise and give you the 5 essential numbers you absolutely need to track to not just survive, but really truly thrive.
So, let's start with a really honest question. It's one you've probably asked yourself late at night. Are you running your practice, or is it running you? You spend years and years training to be an expert in oral health, but running the business, well, that's a whole different beast, isn't it? It can feel like you're just flying blind, constantly putting out fires instead of getting ahead.
But what if you could change all that? The solution is actually way simpler than you might think. We're going to build a clear, powerful dashboard using just 5 key metrics. Seriously, think of it like an instant health check for your entire practice, giving you a complete picture at a single glance.
So here's how we're going to do it. First, we'll look at your financial vitals. Then we'll check the patient pulse. After that, it's the operational engine. And finally, we'll put it all together into that powerful Praxis dashboard that puts you firmly back in the driver's seat.
Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to start with the financial bedrock of your practice. These first 2 numbers, they are absolutely non-negotiable for stability and for any kind of future growth. First up, cash flow. Let me tell you about Dr. James from WA. On paper, his profit and loss reports looked amazing, great revenue. But behind the scenes, he was constantly stressed, worrying about how to pay his staff and his suppliers. See, his problem wasn't about profitability, it was all about cash flow.
And this is the crucial difference you have to understand. Profit is really just an opinion. It's an accounting concept. But cash is a fact. It's the actual, real money sitting in your bank account that lets you pay the bills, make payroll, and handle all those unexpected curveballs.
So the big takeaway here is this: build a buffer. Dr. James had to take out a really expensive loan when his aircon unit died in the middle of a heat wave, all because he had no cash reserve. You should aim to have at least 1 month's worth of operating expenses just sitting in the bank. I promise you, this one step will eliminate so much financial stress.
Okay, next up is your profit margin. This tells you how much of every single dollar that comes into your practice is actual profit. Take Dr. Daniel in Perth. His practice consistently had a profit margin over 20%. Now that number wasn't just healthy, it was a massive green light, a clear signal that his business was strong enough to go ahead and successfully expand into a second location.
All right, we've got the financials sorted. Now let's move to the real heart of your practice, your patients. These next 2 metrics are all about measuring the value and the loyalty of your most important asset.
Patient lifetime value, or LCV. This one is a total game changer. It completely reframes how you look at things. You see, you're not just doing a simple checkup for a couple $100. You are potentially starting a relationship with a patient that could be worth thousands and thousands of dollars in profit over many, many years. And the best part? You do not need a finance degree to figure this out. It's just 4 simple steps. Take your average sale value, multiply that by their repeat visits per year, then by how many years they stick with you, and finally, by your profit margin. That number tells you the true worth of investing in your patient's loyalty. Which brings us perfectly to metric number 4, your patient retention rate. Honestly, this is your ultimate report card. It's a direct measure of how happy your patients are, the quality of your care, and the strength of your relationships. It is the absolute foundation for sustainable growth.
And if you need any more convincing, just look at this. It's brilliant. A tiny 5% improvement in just keeping the patients you already have can boost your profits by a massive 25% or even more. The financial power of loyalty, it's just immense.
And this chart just makes it crystal clear. It costs 6 to 7 times more to go out and find a brand new patient than it does to just keep an existing one happy. So focusing on retention, it's not just good customer service, it is brilliant business.
All right, let's move on to our final key metric. This one is all about operational efficiency. It's about measuring how well you're using your most valuable, and let's be honest, most expensive physical asset, the dental chair itself. Your chair utilization rate is a pretty simple question. Is your chair making you money, or is it costing you money? Every single minute that a chair sits empty during your clinic hours is a minute of lost revenue potential. This number tells you exactly how much time you're losing. A typical day in one of your chairs might look a little something like this, and seeing that 15% of idle, unbooked time, that should be a real light bulb moment. That right there, that's pure opportunity. When you can see where the time is going, you can immediately spot where to make improvements.
So how do you capture that opportunity? Well, these strategies here aren't just theories. They're practical, actionable steps. Things like bringing in digital scheduling tools and automated reminders, or standardizing your workflows to speed things up. These can directly turn that idle time into productive, revenue-generating treatment time.
Okay, so we've covered the 5 key metrics. Now for the exciting part. Let's pull them all together into that powerful, at-a-glance dashboard we promised you right at the start.
And here it is. Each of these metrics answers a really fundamental question about the health of your practice. It goes from, can I pay my bills this month, all the way to, am I getting the most out of my assets? This table really is your command center. It gives you the complete picture on one single screen.
You see, by tracking these 5 numbers consistently, you make a really critical shift. You go from being a clinician who is just reacting to the daily grind to being a CEO who is proactively steering your business towards predictable, long-term success.
So let's just end with this thought. These are not just numbers on a spreadsheet. They're telling the story of your practice's health, its potential, and its future. That story is right there, waiting for you in your data. The only real question is, are you ready to listen to it?